In the heart of the great Asukile Kingdom, where the sun painted golden patterns on the vast savanna and the baobab trees stood like ancient storytellers, there lived a boy named Kwame. He was an orphan, left with no family after a great famine had swept through the land. Without parents to protect him, he was seen as a burden by many in the village. But one kind soul, Mama Nandi, an elderly widow known for her wisdom, took him in. Though she was poor, she shared the little food she had and taught Kwame the ways of life. A river does not drink its own water, she would say, and a tree does not eat its own fruit. What we have, we must share. Kwame grew up listening to her stories, fetching firewood, and helping her tend the small garden behind their hut. Even when the village children mocked him for having no family name, he remained kind. He would share his food, help the elders carry their heavy water pots, and care for sick animals. His heart was full even when his stomach was empty. Far beyond the village, in the grand palace of King Jabari, a great problem troubled the kingdom. The king had no heir, and his heart was weary from the greed and arrogance of the nobles who sought his throne. He wished to find a ruler not by blood, but by heart. One evening, under the silver glow of the full moon, the king called upon Elder Nyame, the wisest seer in the kingdom. "Tell me, old one, how do I find a leader worthy of this throne?" The elder closed his eyes and threw sacred cowrie shells onto the woven mat before him. When he opened them, his face was calm yet firm. "You must disguise yourself, O king, and walk among the people. The one who shows kindness without knowing who you are shall be the true heir." And so, the very next morning, King Jabari disguised himself as a tired traveler, covering his royal robes with tattered garments, and set off with nothing but a walking staff and a small bag of rice. After walking for many days, the disguised king arrived at Kwame's village. The sun had long set, and the cold wind howled like a hungry beast. Knocking on many doors, he asked for shelter, but the villagers turned him away. "Go to the next hut," one man said. "We barely have food for ourselves," another woman replied. Tired and hungry, the disguised king wandered to the very edge of the village, where a small, run-down hut stood. He knocked gently. The door creaked open, and Kwame's gentle eyes met his. "Good evening, elder," Kwame said with a warm smile. "You must be tired. Please, come in." "But I have nothing to offer in return," the traveler warned. Kwame only bowed his head. "The moon does not keep its light to itself, so why should we keep kindness locked away?" With that, he led the traveler inside, offering him the last of their millet porridge and a small mat to sleep on. Mama Nandi, though frail, prepared hot water and rubbed the old man's tired feet. That night, the disguised king lay awake, his heart swelling with gratitude. This boy, though having nothing, had given him everything. The next morning, the disguised king thanked them and prepared to leave, but before he did, he gave Kwame a small pouch filled with 3 golden cowrie shells. "Keep this safe," he said. "One day, they may guide you to your destiny." Years passed, and Kwame continued to live humbly, using the shells as a reminder of kindness rather than as a treasure. Meanwhile, King Jabari fell ill, and the time had come for a new ruler to be chosen. The royal council called for a great gathering, announcing that the next king must present the golden cowrie shells of destiny, which only the rightful ruler would possess. When the village heard of this, greed awakened in many hearts. Kwame, however, had no such ambition. It was only Mama Nandi's wise words that pushed him forward. "Go, my son," she urged. "Fate is like the wind, it will carry you where you are meant to be." On the day of the great gathering, the palace grounds were overflowing with noblemen, warriors, and merchants, each claiming their right to the throne. They arrived in chariots and fine robes, carrying gold and gifts to prove their worth. Then came Kwame, dressed in simple cloth, his feet dusty from the long journey. When he stepped forward and revealed the golden cowrie shells, whispers spread through the crowd like wildfire. The king, now weak but still proud, stood and smiled. I gave these shells to the boy who welcomed me with kindness when I was nothing but a traveler. Gasps filled the air. The nobles protested, how could an orphan be king? But Elder Nyame raised his staff. A true leader is not chosen by blood or wealth, but by the strength of their heart. And so, on that very day, Kwame was crowned king of Asukile. His rule became legendary, for he governed with fairness, wisdom, and, above all, kindness. King Kwame never forgot his roots. He made sure no orphan ever felt abandoned, and that no widow ever went hungry. He built schools, encouraged the sharing of wealth, and often reminded his people. Asterisk, a kind heart is the greatest treasure a man can own. Asterisk. And so, his name lived on for generations, not just as a ruler, but as a symbol of the power of kindness.